Hello everyone and welcome to the next Q&A, which is September. It's coming at them a little late, but they're rolling with the punches. Also, Mal's hair might be a lot darker than it is in the current vlogs, but just chill. Soon it'll get dark in the vlogs.
The continuity will match up.
Yeah, we break continuity with these videos. Anyway, let's get started. The first question is from DevTitanwood, and they ask, what are your favorite Girl Scout cookies?
Caramel Delights.
I don't know the name of them, but I like two. I like the ones that are essentially Reese's peanut butter cups with the crispy thing in them. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
What are those called? Since you apparently know the names.
Are they peanut butter patties? Or is that the other peanut butter one? I forget.
Okay, but I like those. But then what's the other ones they're thinner? Not the thin mint ones. They're not mint. Maybe they're peanut butter.
Are they like a peanut butter sandwich cookie?
No.
Are they just a thin cookie and they're like the Girl Scout symbol?
Possibly.
Those are shortbreads.
Okay, well those are good too. Although I think now I would like all of them. Because I was never a big mint person growing up. But I think that if I had them now, I would absolutely adore all of them.
Can we get one of each this year?
That's a lot of cookies. Aren't there like 15 flavors?
There's like 9.
That's too many. Maybe we'll get 3. Liam Clancy asks, what did Ian and Nick major in at SCAD? Do you know?
Wasn't Ian working on just drawing?
Graphic design.
Oh.
Ian was graphic design. He wasn't a bad graphic design major. He was just really, really good at drawing.
He had gone to an art high school, right?
Yeah, he went to an art high school, which helped him a lot, and like his stuff was crazy. He actually had a full ride to SCAD, which is bizarre because it's a lot of money. Oh, I'm wearing the shirt. Yeah, he had a full ride to SCAD, which is crazy. Nick changed majors while he was there. Like, I'm pretty sure, and I might be getting this wrong, but I'm pretty sure when he first got to SCAD, he wanted to be animation. So he was like doing animation stuff. But then, somewhere down the line, he was like, I want to be sound design. And then I think he was double majoring. But then he went down to like one major and did just sound design. I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's right. Jessica43125 asks, Stephen, with Karley and Mal both being/becoming teachers and you wanting to be a teacher when you were younger, would you ever consider becoming a teacher? Perhaps in a high school setting, teaching film and editing. Also, Mal, if you had the opportunity to not teach and just be an artist, obviously selling enough of your work to have a good life, would you? So kind of like a switching of roles. Not that I'm an artist, but I get to do my own thing at home, so that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you didn't have to teach, if you could make a living off of selling your art, would you?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. In a heartbeat.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But you enjoy teaching.
I do.
But you just feel like you would enjoy...
It's a lot less stressful making art.
Well. Yeah, okay. As for me... If I was a teacher, if I was in a teaching environment, what you described is exactly what I would want to do. I would want to be a high school film teacher. I would want to teach the basics of film and television to, bright, upcoming students. That's what I would want to do. But I would only want to do that if I could not possibly do what I'm already doing. I mean, if YouTube explodes or internet entertainment goes the way of the dinosaur, something where I just couldn't do what I want to do anymore, then I would start pursuing that. But that's my backup plan. Okay. That's my backup plan, because that's what I would ultimately, I don't want to say ultimately like to do, but ultimately like to do if this doesn't work out. I think that's a better answer. Decoy Troy 14 says, this could go either to Stephen or Mal, but mainly to Stephen. Have you ever felt self-conscious about your weight? Not so much being overweight, but more thinking that you're underweight. Just like you, I also happen to be fairly tall and I'm pretty thin. I'm 6'2" and about 145 pounds. And don't worry, I'm not anorexic or anything like that. I just want to know if you ever went through this yourself. Well, since we can address this to both people, have you ever felt self-conscious about your weight?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Especially when I was a ballet dancer.
Oh, then the pressure's on.
Well, not like my studio wasn't like real strict about that.
But some places are, right?
Some places are crazy. Like they give you a diet.
That just, nah. I mean,
my studio never said anything. It was just come as you are and dance.
Yeah, it seems, I don't know.
But it's just, you're self-conscious up there in a tutu.
For children, like that just seems bad to be like, you need to be this, I don't know. I don't really like that idea. As for me being self-conscious about my weight, never. Ever. I mean, I've always just been really thin. I have a super high, stupid metabolism, and I always have. And one day I may not have that, and I'll just go boo, because I normally eat garbage. Although I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I'm not eating like a tub of pretzels for lunch. I'm eating like good stuff now, so that's helpful. But no, I've never been self-conscious about that ever. I mean, there's been people that have like said things about it to me, but I never took it like rudely or anything like that.
Yeah.
Bobbery18 asks, what game or games do you really want to play but you haven't for whatever reason? Currently?
Skyward Sword. That's my choice.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto 5. It's my choice right now. Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah. It's out as of right now. You guys are getting this before it's out. Well, after, you know what I mean. But I haven't played it because I made a deal with myself where I wasn't allowed to play the game until after I finished the Eco LP, so a little bit down the road. But that's the main one. Although, the actual list of games I want to play but haven't yet is like a mile long. I mean, crazy. Like, I could just start listing stuff off and I would be here all night. I think you're that way too, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games. So you kind of have to prioritize your list, say, this is how much free time I have, you know, what am I actually going to realistically be able to play? Because some games are too long. You want to play Last of Us. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the next game you play.
Yeah.
As soon as I finish the LP, because I can't take a chance of her spoiling it for me. The next question is from Piers GS2LA. 4 different types of mustard in the fridge. 5. Get it right, Mal. That was a quote from one of the days.
Yeah.
Where Mal was talking about how much mustard was in the fridge. She says there was 4 different types, and I said 5. Get it right, Mal. And they asked, Mal, I keep wondering if you guys are acting or not, because sometimes it seems like you are. It's actually kind of funny because we used to get asked this on the vlog a long time ago. Like in the first 100 days. There were people that were watching the vlog when I was at college, and people said, you know, it seems like some of the stuff is scripted, or like, you know, you plan stuff ahead of time and things like that. And it was just really funny because we didn't. And anytime there's an interaction between Mal and myself that goes that way, mm-hmm. I actually get a kick out of it if someone says something like, it seems like it's scripted, because that's like, our interactions are so well put together that it almost seems like we planned it that way. And we didn't. But I just think that's really cool. And I hope that happens a lot. I hope everyone's always like, man, is this scripted? We joke about the script a lot, though.
You have to bring in the part where, like, the acting we do, especially when we're doing, like, versus matches.
Yeah, I mean, okay, to be fair, when you're on camera, I do think that to an extent you are pushing your personality more. I think that's fair to say. Some days I'm not. I mean, some days you can tell by watching a vlog that it's... I don't want to say that I'm boring, but, you know, that sometimes I'm just not as excited or whatever as other days. But there's certainly days that I'm pushing my personality a bit more, but I don't think that's always because, like, I'm acting. I think it's more just because there's like almost a human tendency to do that when there's a camera in front of you. But what Mal's talking about is like, Mal and I are very competitive.
Yes.
Actually very competitive. And a lot of times, especially during like the Let's Play stuff, we'll call each other names or yell at each other. And I think sometimes people get, you know, the fact that it's a video a little muddied, because especially if they watch the vlog and they watch our lives and they're like, you know, you guys love each other, and then I guess they cringe a little bit to hear us calling each other names and yelling at each other, but it's all in good fun.
Oh yes.
And it's one of those situations where we are making a video and we are making it entertaining. So even though, you know, we're already competitive, we're pushing that to the next level whenever we're doing these videos. So I think that's a fair assessment. But I don't feel like that counts as acting. I mean, everything that we do and say on video is stuff that we would do and say. Mm-hmm. But I think we end up doing it probably more often or saying it more often on video.
True.
I think that was good. Yes. I think that was a fair explanation. Anyway, NobleSpitfire says, what is a food you guys could eat and never get sick of eating?
Sushi seems so cop-out.
I don't know if I'd get sick of eating. You know what my cop-out answer was?
Pizza?
Pizza.
Yeah.
But it's such a good freaking answer because you can change pizza in so many different ways. I mean, to be fair, you have to allow me the ability to change the toppings up. But if you do, like, it can change in so many different ways. So I think that pizza is actually a really good answer. I don't know if I could eat sushi all the time.
I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of different varieties of sushi. I mean, there's a lot of different fish, but I feel like I would get sick of sushi. Okay. The thing that I like so much that we barely ever get to eat would lose its appeal because we would eat it all the time.
True.
But not pizza.
Like I said, I don't know
not
if it
pizza.
would work.
What's something else like that? Pizza's something that you can change really easily. I don't know. Fruit. If you could give me every single fruit, I would just eat fruit all the time, but my stomach probably wouldn't be very happy. Spiffleh. Yeah, I guess. Spiffleh asks, hey Steven, I noticed that when things get really busy, you always keep up on the Let's Plays and let the vlogs get behind. Is there any particular reasoning for that decision? I see there's being pros and cons to both and was just curious why you chose to go that way. There is a lot of reasons that I do that, but the biggest reason, the main reason why I keep up on Let's Plays and let vlogs get behind is that I can pre-record Let's Plays. I can plan Let's Plays and do Let's Plays in advance. I can't do vlogs in advance. I can't, you know, sit down and record a week's worth of vlogs, but I can sit down and do a week's worth of Let's Plays. So the reason I do that is because I want to keep a schedule of something, and keeping a schedule of Let's Plays keeps me on task, and it also ensures that I'm always making sure I'm getting at least a video out to you guys every day. So that's the biggest reason. The other reason would be the people watching the Let's Plays of Steven Plays. There's more people. It's a bigger group. There's more people that are going to watch when I release a Let's Play video. So in a strictly numerical sense, it's a more important channel. But it also works out well because I can plan that kind of stuff. But the vlog is done every day. I never pre-record vlogs to plan them. I never like put on multiple shirts and change my hair and like punch myself in the face and I'm like, oh, you know, this is a different day. I do those every day, so I can't do it that way. That's the simplest answer and the best answer and the main answer. The next question is from Calderoh. You may need some time to think about this question, Steven. This reflects the evolution of your subscribers' comments. How have your subscribers' tonality, interest, questioning, and curiosity developed over the years since you launched the vlog? I know that you at times address the comments directly as you did on days 595 and 1279, or had to remove comments entirely as it was on day 242. You've also praised viewers as you did in day 1189. In all, how has your community evolved from then to now? Very deep question. Let me ask you, how do you think the community has evolved?
I think on the whole, we still have a really good group of people, but I think now that we've just gotten so much bigger, we get a lot of people that are just asking you for help, like on everything, and it's the same questions. What equipment do you use? How do you edit? What computer do you have? And I think there's just a more multitude of those questions.
You are on the ball for what my answer would be. When we started out, we had a very small group of people. StephenVlog was born kind of as an offshoot of Nintendo Speaks. Nintendo Speaks was born as video of an offshoot of Nintendo Speaks Audio. Nintendo Speaks Audio was born as an offshoot of Lords Are Not Christmas. Lords Are Not Christmas was born as an offshoot of Fobbies Are Born. Fobbies Are Born was born as an offshoot of
Radio PSI.
Yeah, well, I guess that would really been this. Well, yeah, but that my involvement with that and my being known in the Earthbound community was an offshoot of doing the Earthbound videos so long ago.
Yeah.
We were building up to a tight-knit group from 2005, essentially. You know, it's been 8 years, really, since I started doing those Earthbound videos, and in a way, that was the beginning of this group coming together. So that group was very tight. That group that followed me from one project to another basically gets funneled into the very beginnings of StephenVlog in 2009. And that group was really freaking solid. I mean, it was a situation where the people that were subscribed back then, you know, they watched every video, they commented on every video. I knew all of them. A lot of them I knew, you know, personally, even if I hadn't met them in real life. I had hung out with them online. So that's how the vlog started in the very, very beginnings. And the vlog didn't start with, you know, 0 subscribers and work up. It started with at least a small, like 200, you know, subscriber base off of like Nintendo Speaks. But going from 200 to what is now, I think, 30,000 is a pretty big change. And obviously in that time, you're gonna have things like, you know, just the more people you add, you're gonna have people that don't. What Mal said. Yes, what Mal said. Oh, and that's the other thing. That's the other thing that's important to remember is that, and that might be the most important aspect of this, is that when you are essentially adding time, because when the vlog started, how many days were there? 1. You know, 100 days in, someone jumps into the journey, which wasn't called the journey back then. They can catch up in an afternoon or catch up over the weekend or whatever. And anyone who had any major questions about something pretty much knew them because they could watch the videos, or there was not very many commenters around and they could, you know, quickly, you know, exchange comments with that person and figure something out. There weren't as many things to explain because there weren't many inside jokes and things like that. But then once you change from 100 days to 1,000 days, it's an entirely different ballgame.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got people that are joining now. You know, we're going into day, you know, like 1,400, and you're getting people that join now, which is fine. And I honestly believe that you could start watching StephenVlog right now and not feel like you missed a ton back then. And I think that some of the jokes would be explained as you went. But for someone who wants the full experience, like, they got to go back and they got to read it, and that's what happens with commenters ending up asking questions. They asked a lot of questions, you know, what is this, what is this? And some of the other people that have been watching for a long time get frustrated because, well, why don't you know this? But we don't have a really nice centralized place for all this information.
Yeah. Maybe you should do a FAQ.
There was a really good FAQ on Reddit.
Reddit, yeah.
That Rachel wrote up. I mean, it doesn't cover everything because how could it? But it's a really good start. But as far as, like, you know, the tonality and people being just straight up good or bad, the more people you get, the more bad you will get. But on a whole, compared to other communities that are the same size, we are better by a lot. If you look at other YouTubers that have 30, you know, to 50,000 subscribers, the range that StephenVlog and StephenPlays are in, you got a lot more idiocy going on in the comments, a lot more stupidity than goes on here. And I don't know why that is. I can't explain that. I don't know if it's the type of content that we make or if it's the type of people that we attract, but it's just a much better environment here than other parts of YouTube. I mean, obviously
I agree with that.
Obviously that's an opinion, but I think that's an opinion most of you would agree with. At least I hope so. And the absolute last question for this Q&A is by Purrrsuasive, who asks, what is puppy chow, Mal? I only know it as dog food. Can we get the recipe? I said that weird. Dog food? Anyway.
Puppy chow is, we always had it during the holidays. It's like Chex Mix, peanut butter and chocolate, and you like melt those two and mix them together and coat the Chex Mix in it.
You don't melt the Chex Mix.
No, you like coat it in the melted peanut butter chocolate mix.
Yeah.
And then you coat that in powdered sugar. And it's really good, and I make it without peanut butter, obviously.
Yeah.
But we may make it this holiday season.
So,
and then we'll get the recipe then.
If they want to make it, all they have to do is melt down chocolate
and peanut butter.
And melt down peanut butter together.
I don't remember the exact details. It's been a while since I've made it.
There are puppy chow recipes on the internet.
Yes.
You should be able to just do like puppy chow in recipe into Google or puppy chow Chex Mix into Google. It's very simple.
And I make it without peanut butter, and it's still really good.
Yeah, but essentially all it is melting chocolate and peanut butter, mixing Chex Mix in, so Chex Mix basically becomes full of full and coated with chocolate and peanut butter, and then you
dump powdered sugar, and then you mix that all up with it.
Yeah, and then you let it cool or whatever, and it's candy. Essentially,
yeah,
it's what it is. It's candy.
It's really good when they get all stuck. Like there's a big clump of them with a big clump of like chocolate.
It's crunchy and it's delicious. It's not good for you, but it's really good. I would recommend anyone that wants to try it because it's worth it, and it's not very expensive to make.
No.
So
there's a secret trick, and we'll show you when we make it.
Okay. We'll make some. We'll try to make some on the vlog pretty soon, and also we're making recipes soon.
Okay.
I promise. Because I've been asked more and more about that. They're like, when are you starting to make the user recipes? I'm like, it's coming. Seriously, don't worry about it. It's gonna be here soon. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to put questions down in the description, not in the description, in the comments. I know
for the next month.
And for the next month, which will be October. We'll get around to them at the end of September, which will actually be pretty soon, so leave them fast. Seriously, because I'm going to be cranking out vlogs, and you won't have a whole month. You'll have like a few days. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next month for another Q&A.